Hello, hello. It's so good to see you. I haven't gone live in a while. Okay, today we're talking about crochet hooks, the anatomy of a crochet hook. All right, I'm Susie Cullen. This is Perfectly Naughty. Welcome. I'm so glad that you are here. We have a slightly new, some new stuff going on with the Facebook, or excuse me, with the YouTube live going on over here. So I need to, there we go. Couple of new tools that they've set up since I was on last. So there we go. I think we are good to go. I'm so glad you are here. All right, so we're going to talk about crochet hooks. And I want to start out by saying, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so you get notified when I go live. If you have questions, put them in the chat. So we'll take a look at that as we go. So we're going to talk about hooks, and I'm hoping I'll be able to show you some of this up close with this camera setup. Find out. Okay, so your basic crochet hook. Let's see if I have a piece of paper. Oh, look, there's a piece of paper. That'll help. Maybe that will help a little bit. All right. So your basic crochet hook right here. So you have this straight shank, and this is an aluminum. This is a boy crochet hook. You have the handle, and here in the middle, you have this flat part, and often has the manufacturer's name and the size right here. This is your thumb rest, whether you hold knife style or you hold pencil style. Either way, this is your thumb rest here. And then right here, this section from the thumb rest, and this, that where it's straight right here, this is the shank. And then you'll notice here, let's see if I can get up here. Here you can see, where's my pointer? Let me get my very teacherly pointer. Here, it tapers. You see how that just tapers? You can see how it tapers here. You've got the hook. This part of the hook here where the yarn gets caught, that's called the crook of the hook. This is the head in general. This is the head. The head has several parts to it. It has, I'm a better pointer with my right hand, so let's see if I can switch that around. So you have the head. This is the crook right in here. This right here, this tapered area is the throat. This is the head. And there you go. Now, there's a few things about this. There are no right or wrongs. There's no hooks that are good or bad. Sometimes I'll have people that will comment that a yarn is splitty or the yarn is challenging them. But if we change to a different hook, the problem is solved. So a lot of times if you're struggling with your yarn, I want to challenge you to try a different hook. All right. And I'm going to show you, this is the boy hook. And you can see with the boy hooks, everything is very rounded. It's very tapered. It's very smooth. The boy hooks are not in line. And what that means is that it's not in line with the shank. You can kind of see here, if I hold this like that, oh, there's a gap. It tips this way a little bit. This is a Susan Bates style crochet hook. Again, I'm going to do this right-handed or left-handed, right? This is a Susan Bates style hook. Their head is and their throat is much more angular. They are much more of a straight line. The hook is more in line this way. Their heads are not as rounded. They have this much more conical cone-shaped tip on them right here. And some of them, the older ones, have this almost a little groove right here in the side of the throat. All right, there's that one. This one is, oh dear, who made this one? I think this is a Knitter's Pride. This is a wooden hook. Yeah, this one is a Knitter's Pride. You'll notice that this hook head is actually larger right here, and the crook is smaller, and then the throat is a much deeper angle in. There you go. Those are just some basic things about crochet hooks. So I'm going to come back to this boy hook. I tend to use boy hooks the most. I prefer the boy hooks, the aluminum ones. They now make some different ones, and they have a lot more plastic ones. In recent years, Boy has redesigned their hooks, and up here at the top of the head is much more rounded now. This is a much older hook. It has a little bit of a kind of a point to it, but not quite as conically pointed as the Susan Bates style one. The new ones are very rounded. They're just rounded like a ball. I personally don't like that. I find that it's difficult to get the tip of the hook into where I want it in a stitch. So that's just me as far as that goes. Some people love that. So it all depends on what kind of yarn you're working with, your personal style and ergonomics. And similarly, I prefer a boy hook in general. I don't happen to care for the very angular aspect of the throat of a Susan Bates hook. That's just my style. So I just want you to know what these parts and pieces of a crochet hook are so you can make choices. The other thing that you need to keep in mind with your crochet hooks is, what are they made out of? They can be made out of a lot of materials. We have right here, we have these two are anodized aluminum. This one is plastic. There are lots and lots of different kinds of plastic hooks by a lot of different manufacturers. Plastic is both good and bad. Well, I don't like to say that. I already said I don't like to say good and bad about it, right? But they have pros and cons. Plastic tends to be more grippy, and certain types of plastics, some of the acrylic plastics or the nylon plastics, can be more sticky in a sense. This one is a little bit older one, and it's really smooth. This one is an aluminum hook, but instead of having an anodize on it, it has a slick coating on it, which is different than all of the other ones. So if you've ever seen knitting needles, like the Quicksilver knitting needles, and they have a Teflon, I don't think it's Teflon, but it's some kind of a coating that makes them really slick. And that's this one. Of course, we have wood, and there's lots and lots and lots of different kinds of wood. You've got rosewood. They come in birch and maple and bamboo, all kinds of woods. And again, it comes back to the texture. And here are some of the things that you need to think about in the texture of a hook. It has a lot to do with not only what feels good in your hand, but how is that hook material reacting to your yarn. If you have a yarn that is inherently slippery of its own accord, for instance, bamboo pop that I carry in the store, having a hook that is also slippery can increase dropping stitches for some people. So if that is something that you struggle with, having a plastic hook for that yarn might be better for you. It might feel better for you, or even having a wood hook for that yarn might feel better for you. So those are things that you learn, and your brain catalogs that information over time. And those are just things you have to experiment with as you go. I wish that there were just a clear, cut and dried answer to all of these things. And some people may tell you, this is the best hook on the market, and this is the best for your project. And really, I think that it's not true. There are just a lot of factors, and it's something that you have to experiment with. You have to experiment with your yarns. You have to experiment with your tension, with the way that you hold your hook. So, yeah. Also, let's just take a moment and talk about ergonomic handles. And we get really excited about them like it's this new thing. It's not. This crochet hook right here was my grandmother's. This is probably close to 100 years old. And look at that. It has an ergonomic handle on it. And because I like the older boy crochet hooks, they don't make them anymore with the pointier top on them that I prefer. So I won't buy the new ones anymore. So I have to snatch them up at yard sales and secondhand stores when I can find them. But they don't have ergonomic handles on them, right? They're just this straight cold thing. And that can get really fatiguing for me as I age. I have a little bit of arthritis in this pinky finger. So this right here, I have another video on that, and I'll try to remember to put a link for it down in the description. This is called backer rod. You can get this. It comes in a coil, and you get it at the hardware store. And it's a type of insulation that they use when they install your doors and your windows. And when you have the opening where your door or window is, and they set that in, and there's a gap in there, they stuff this stuff in there to keep the air from flowing around and to snug that up. So, and I just cut off a little chunk of that, and it comes in different sizes, and I use different sizes for different hooks for different reasons. Like this stuff. This has become my favorite, my go-to for making ergonomic handles on my hooks. So there you go. That was a lot, and it really was very high level. I don't mean high level as in I mean high level. Like, I did not get into the details, and I did not get into the weeds. This can go on for a long time talking about this. So these are just some pointers, some tips, some highlights. I hope it's enough to help you kind of get paying attention to your own hook collection and thinking about what works for you, and challenging yourself that when you're struggling in your crochet, to think about trying a different type and style of hook. All right. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it a lot. Again, I'm Susie Quillen, and this is Perfectly Naughty. I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. And by the way, just so you know, these t-shirts, I still have a few left. They're available in the online store, and they are, what's there is there. When they're gone, they're gone. So grab yours now, and they are currently on sale. So that's an extra bonus for you. So that's the deal. Crochet hooks. There are different materials, there are different shapes, there are different head styles, and they all do different things. So find the ones that are working with your hands and with your yarn and with your patterns, and you are going to love your stitching even more than you already do. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate it so much, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good day. Have a good day.